Hey guys, just finished this video and I've just watched it back and, well, not entirely, just bits of it, and noticed that I've been saying you need Meterpreter to catch this. I obviously mean you need Metasploit to catch this, just to clear up any confusion. Enjoy, guys. And welcome back to Sabretooth and Nethemba, where we care about your security. The last box we did was Break Me on THM, and it nearly did. This time we're doing Lazy. You see I've already set this up on HTB. If we scroll down, we are on the final one of the first page. We last did this one. It shows active because I've already started the system up and we've already got the IP address. It's only been running for 2 minutes. 10, 10, 10, 18. And obviously we're going to move it into adventure mode so that we don't have these questions here. Okay, nice, good. So we're saving a bit of time, or we're trying to. 10, 10, 10, 18. I've already got my nmap set up as well, you can see. One thing I've not done here though is all ports, so let's throw that in too. Lovely. Just trying to save a bit of time at the beginning. I've asked Rick if he's got any more challenges for me. He said next time. So something on Try Hack Me is going to set me a challenge. This could be quite fun. For some reason my TV has come on, which is very weird. There we go. Definitely don't want that. I don't mind tea, however. Okay. So we're still at the point where we are waiting. I could save even more time by having the port scan results ready for when the video starts. I'm thinking of changing laptop next time, so I'm going to upgrade. So it should run a bit quicker than this, which would be nice. There we go, that didn't take too long, did it? Port 80 and port 22. Company dev, SSH host key, DSA, RSA, okay, that's fine. Open SSH, yeah, not much else to say about this. There's a website, so we may as well go there straight off because why not? Which we could have done anyway whilst waiting for the port scan, but no matter. Dev company, we make software, good for you. To start, you need to create a user register and log in, fine. So what do we normally do? We normally do robots.txt, which isn't to be found. And we also have GoBuster as well, or Derb, or something like this, which we could use too. So GoBuster, in fact, what I'll do is just look up what I've done previously, and then just change the, oh, that was from Wonderland. That's an interesting one. What we'll do is just change this. And the raft list with 100 threads. Let's just wait and see. Images CSS classes, however it's a 301. Let's take a look. Okay, we've got some PHP files which probably shouldn't do anything because not even found on the server. And that one is. They shouldn't show anything because PHP code doesn't show on the page. But that's fine, just making sure there's nothing here which is, okay, these are just helper classes, that's nice, back-end stuff. And that's it, we are done. And we could do the same with the directory list instead of raft. Directory list, lowercase, and we'll do big, or is it large, big.txt. So we'll leave that running as well, see if it comes up with anything. But I guess what we can do now is just start playing around with this. We've got PHP session ID, which handles our sessions. We've got register and login. So we'll look for login first to see whether we need to brute force a login or similar. Did I actually hit that? I didn't. These are from previous challenges, but it's a good reminder to do things like basic SQL injection. Valid credentials, admin, password. Not sure, so let's register. Now, let's register admin. Can't create user exists. Lovely stuff. Duplicate entry admin for primary key. Okay, so we're getting some database statements returning here. Okay, when attempting, I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Oh man, single sneeze? No. Oh, why is it always coming in pairs? Right, when attempting to register admin on, hang on, I've got a message through. I thought I heard something. Who's this from? Okay. When attempting to register admin as a username, we receive. So the user admin already exists. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's register a different user then. Let's do sabretooth. And the password just X, and the password again just X. You're currently logged in, and there is literally nothing else to look at. Huh. It's intriguing. So what am I missing? Are there any... Let's use Burp Suite and take a look if there are any other calls which I'm not quite... which are going on in the background and I'm not quite seeing. It might just be a brute force of the admin account, I guess. So I'll go with Hydra in a second. That's interesting. I thought PHP session ID would be the session identifier, but that hasn't changed. If I delete the session ID cookie, am I still logged in? I am. So the auth is handled entirely by this cookie, which looks like... So we've got some characters. 2F is a slash, and 2B is equals. I could be wrong there. It doesn't look like base 64 though. It could be. Let's take a look. Hang on. Firstly, the cookie ends in BCB38. Let's delete that. Huh? How am I still logged in? Oh, I didn't delete it, that's why. Now it's gone. So it ends in BCB38. If I register the same user, but with a different password... Oh, that needs to be the same password twice, so obviously I can't just... I don't know what I'm doing. Right, sabretooth, password sabretooth, it's just easier. Password sabretooth. BCB38 was that. Can't create user exists. Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's log in again. Sabretooth X. Ah, it is a different cookie. I thought it'd be the same. I mean, I was wondering if it'd be the same. It's good that it's different because it means that it's actually a proper... so this time SWIOY. Let's log out and go again. Oh, go away, Burp Suite. Right, so it is different every time. We've still got a couple of 2Fs. There's no 2B this time. So it is totally different. That's interesting. Fine. Okay. There is an auth cookie which may or not be important. And so I'm just leaving it as that for now. And let's see if there's any calls which happen in the background here. Need to wait for this first. Oh, I'll tell you one thing I've not tried, and that is if we log out and then log in again, with the remember me, how does that affect the cookies here? It actually doesn't put it in the cookies. That's interesting. It puts it in the, must be in the session then. I thought there might be a remember me cookie or something here, but obviously not. Okay, I'm a little bit baffled, so I think what we're going to do is head to Burp Suite now and just see what happens here. I'm going to intercept, and we're going to, actually we won't intercept. We're going to actually go through the whole process. Now we're going to intercept. We're going to go through the whole process here. We're going to go to register. Nothing weird here. Let that go. We're going to register sabretooth1 with password X and password X. So let's actually throw that into the repeater in case we need it again in a minute. Nothing unusual here. Forward. I really should just do this via scope. Should set the scope. It doesn't look like anything strange at all. Right, let's redo this. It'll say that the user already exists. Yeah. So what we're going to do is change this to a 2. Run it again. And it sets the auth cookie here. It's interesting that it uses this and not the PHP SSID. Having said that, my own site, Revolution Elite, does the same. I've never really trusted the PHP cookie for some reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I thought that might still be on. There we go. Get rid of you. Yeah, that was because of Burp Suite. So my site does the same, where we have a PHP SysID, but I don't use that for the session. I use SysID here. But that's just personal preference. Maybe this is the same. However, if this shows a weakness, then I need to be aware. Okay, I'm not sure we can decode one of these at all. That 3D is an equals, I think, actually. So in hex. So if I go to the decoder here and I decode it as hex, it does end in equals, as we know. But if it's an equals, then maybe it's base 64. But if I do that, everything's kind of readable by the looks of it. Huh. Right, okay. So let's see if I can figure it out for a very, very simple username like do a. Oh, that's smaller. And it ends in equals equals. Okay. Okay. Auth cookie when username is a shows this, which is base 64. So let's decode this. It's not really readable though, is it? It ends in equals equals. But that's not within the base 64 character set. I mean, we've got like a 2F in there, which is a slash. But I don't know. Right. If there's one thing I know about base 64 is that if I alter... I'm not sure. I was going to say, if I alter some characters at the end, it may change the username if it's an encrypted username. But for now, let's just head back and we'll do B. And that is the same length. So this time let's do AA. That's the same. AAA. That's longer. Okay. So AAA is... That's not longer. It is longer by a little bit, I think. Okay, well... Okay, what if we just add another A here? Is that even longer again? Or is that the same? It's slightly longer again. Oh, hang on. I've just messed things up. What's happening? What's happening? Help. How do you redo? Control and Y. It's not redoing. No, nothing's kind of happening here at all. Oh, man. Anyway, what are we on? Oh, next door can't sing at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 A's. It just sounds like he's shouting in a minute. He's probably been murdered. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is that. Three is... Oh, we've done that one. Let's do B, B, B. This one. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, that... Is that the same? It's difficult to tell in Cherry Tree. I really dislike Cherry Tree for many things. It's good for keeping notes and it's useless for everything else. It changes my quotes. It doesn't keep things aligned. Similar to something like this. So how is that shorter? Oh, that's because that's a 2B. 2B is that. So they're actually the same length. Oh no, it's got a 2F as well, which is a that. And then that one's got a 2B, which is this. They're the same length. So I'm kind of a little bit stuck. Let's try 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. 10. Are these getting longer or is it just me? That one's longer. That one's like 3, 6, 9, 10. 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 is definitely longer. Okay, so it looks like there may be some padding on these. I wonder what happens if we actually mess with the cookie itself. So if we're logged in, which we are, and we make a request, it will probably just log us out. The repeater. It will probably just log us out if we do that, right? You're currently logged in as sabretooth 1. It's not actually made any difference at all. And things like that, perhaps. Currently logged in. So it's not making any difference whatsoever. Get rid of the 3D and, you know, put a few things. Right, so that's not making any difference at all. Like none whatsoever. It looks like it's been padded. So when you get to a certain amount of characters, if you've got like one character, it's this long. Let's get a 2F in there. Let's get rid of the 2F as a slash. When it's 3 characters, it's this long, which is just that tiny bit longer. And then if it's 7 characters, we've got a 2B in there, so we'll get rid of that. That's got a 2B in there as well, which I missed. So these are pretty much the same. So 3 and 7 are the same. 12 is more. Okay, so I think we're looking at some sort of padding attack. So let's Google this. Padding, is it padding Oracle? Oracle attack, right? Part of OWASP. So I've seen it a few times, but not for many years. Yeah, exploiting CBC padding oracles. That's the idea. So what it's doing, it says here, how does it work? I can go through here, but to basically explain it, the username might be encoded somehow. We don't know how, but it's going to be encoded somehow. And then when it has to be like a certain length, like block-wise. So let's say I do 3 characters, it might move it up to like 16 characters, or it's generally blocks of 8, so, or 4 even, 4, 8, 16, whatever. So if I do 3 characters, let's say it moves it up to 4. It pads it by 1 byte to make it 4 bytes. Then I give it like 2 more characters, like 5. And now it's filled the block of 4 and it's got 1 of the next block. So it has to add 3 to make it a complete block. And it's padding it each time. Now it's not done in blocks of 4, because if it was, then the difference between 3 and 7 being exactly 4, they would be a different size. So 4 is unlikely. 8 looks likely because the difference between 3 and 12, yeah, 3 to 11 would be 8, and then it looks like, yeah, 12 is the first one that was longer, wasn't it? So it looks like we've got a block size of 8. Looks like we are padded in blocks of 8 bytes, because 3 and 7 characters end up the same length, if that makes sense, in the cookie. Hang on, how's that work? Yeah. So 3 to 11 are also the same. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not 3, 4, 5. Is that right? I think I'm getting a little bit confused. But it's not taking 16 before it changes size, is what I'm saying. So it's likely going to be an 8 bytes. I'll have to figure out the math behind it. And I could just run an intruder, burp suite intruder, going through trying 1, trying 2, trying 3. Do you know, I could actually just do that. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Why not? So let us go to, let's send this to the intruder. And what we're going to do is, no, that's not right. It's not the one. We don't want to do that. This one, send it to the intruder. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take, we're going to choose Z because we've not used that character yet. And then this, in fact, we'll do, yeah, okay. So we're going to add one there, and we're going to do a simple list. And that's not going to work. we have to do a brute forcer. Just with the character Z, and the minimum length is going to be 1, and the maximum length we're going to do is what? 32, right? Because we're doing it in blocks of 8. So we'll try that, and we're going to start the attack. And now it's doing all of these, and you can see that the length 1036, 1037, 1038, 1040. So what we can do is we can just take a quick look at, I could have written a macro to grab the cookie. Where is the cookie? Oh, it's a duplicate entry. We've done that one. Okay, there we go. So we've got the cookie length, and again, and again, and again. That's a bit longer. That one's is much longer, so that's gone up. So we're looking at 11 and 12 right now. So if we look at where it jumps up, which is here, right, at 11, and we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the 8th one, it's even longer, like hugely longer. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that even longer still? It looks like we're working in blocks of 8s. Okay, so we're being padded. Let's do a padding oracle thing. So I don't know of any testing for padding oracle. I'm not sure of any software. I think Pad Bust is one I used to use, but whether that's still around or not. Pad Buster. Should have tools here. Pad Buster, yeah. Bletchley, P Oracle I've used as well. I've never used this one. So let's take a look at Pad Buster. Let's see if it actually exists in the repos. Sudo apt install. No, it doesn't. Okay. So it's just padbuster.pl. And there doesn't seem to be any instructions here, unless it's the README or whatever. So we will download the raw file. And we're going to put this in lazy. Here. So perl padbuster.pl. Okay, so we've got an error. Crypt SSL, you may need to install the crypt. I don't know what that means. So, I mean, I know what it means, but I don't quite know how to install it. So the way we get around issues like this is we Google the error itself and we just find the solution. It's very simple. Use the pre-packaged version sudo apt-get install. Okay, let's try that then. See, top response, top result, sorry. So we'll install that. Oh, it's taking a while. Oh no, we're doing okay. It surprised me. And this time it works. Okay, lovely. Right, so let's take a look at some of these options. We have the very basic Padbuster URL, encrypted sample, block size options. Or we could set, for example, cookies or something, or encoding, or... Well, let's just try that. URL encrypted sample. So what we'll do is URL is here. I mean, it's actually logging.php, but we'll just put in the base URL, see what happens. Encrypted sample, I mean, we could use any. We could use any, so we'll just take one from the repeater, this one here. That was the password. So we'll just throw that in there. What was the next one? Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, and the block size, which we determined as 8. Should we just try that? Encrypted sample was not found in the test request. Ooh. Let's give it a cookie then, because obviously it needs a cookie to log in and figure it out. So, which one did I give it? It doesn't matter really, because we'll just grab the cookie from here. Let's see if that works. Oh. Just do that bit. Well, that kind of works so far, but it's not really doing much at the minute. So let's copy this command, and we will throw it in here. Enter an ID that matches the error condition. The ID marked with star as recommended. Well, we'll use that one then, shall we? Shall we just do 2? I'm not quite sure what that means at the minute. I quite like the way it says success over and over and over. But that doesn't mean it's going to come out with anything. By 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I assume we're just counting down to 0. Well, byte 1 obviously is the last one. Ciphertext, intermediate bytes. Plain text, user equals AAA. That's interesting. Now, I actually did loads of A's, but the reason why it did AAA is because after this there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought there'd be 8 bytes, but obviously not. That isn't the way it... Oh, that was the first block, AAA, and then the second block, it's going to do 8 more A's, and then the next block is going to do the last A, or something like that. Cool, nice. So it's going to then put it all together and make the full plain text. Oh, this is cool. This is nice. So if I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or something like that, it would do it in 8-byte blocks. So if I had a username less than 8 characters, then it would be easier. So this should come up with about 8 more A's at this point. Yeah, and now it's going to do the remaining A or something like that, and the rest is padding. So block 3 of 3. As I say, a lot of this will be padding, so it shouldn't take too long, I would hope. Quite interesting watching this, isn't it? Or is it just me? So this is great. If we're able to figure out how the padding works, I assume we can encrypt in the same way the a valid cookie for admin. It doesn't have to be the valid cookie, it's just a valid cookie because there are so many of them. Let's just see what happens once it gets this last byte here. Decrypted value in ASCII user. Ah, brilliant. This is great. This is nice. So I think we kind of now need to look at some of the options and see if there's anything which can encrypt at this point. Data to encrypt, encoded. That's encoded string. Encoding. Plain text to encrypt. That could work. Okay. Well, I assume we might have to wait for it all again. But we'll do plain text, and we're going to do admin. And I think we can just leave it like this. It might need to decode, sorry, it might need to decrypt the 3 blocks again. I should have used a shorter cookie value this time. In fact, let's do that. It's just going to save time in the end. It's just going to save time. So let us just do 5 views or something like that. Okay. Then we'll take that. It's just going to be quicker. It doesn't have to do all the stuff. Go in there. Uh-oh. And also all of that as well. Let's try that. So let's see if this one works any easier or any quicker because it's only got a single block. So again, we'll just choose 2. And I'm guessing we're only waiting for 1 block of success this time. Halfway there, living on a pad bust. Okay, let's update notes. We can now use this to encode admin and gain access to admin session, I guess. I'm kind of hoping it works because I've already written it now. Once you've written something, you can't delete it very easily. Very weird mood. Don't mind me. Okay, so there's the encrypted value here, and you can see all the padding at the end here. Huh. I'm not entirely sure that looks accurate, but we'll give it a go. So we'll copy this, and I've just thought of something. This is wrong. Because it's not just admin, it's user equals admin, isn't it? Logic, guys. User equals admin. Let's go again. Sorry about that, but it's a good job I noticed it. Good job I noticed it. I mean, can I provide the plain text? Because if I can provide the plain text, it would just make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? Plain text to encrypt. I can't do that. I thought it might maybe be able to provide a plain text, and it'll do it a lot quicker because it doesn't have to work it out. So sorry about this, but I'm refusing to actually end the video right now. Let's just see how we're doing. I'm still in frame. That's good. Yeah, I'm refusing to. What was that? No, it's okay. I'm refusing to actually end the video right now because I'd just like to do this one and leave it all running. So the important question now is, how are you? But yeah, I just like to give everybody a lot of thanks. I'm on, like, my subscribers have just jumped for some reason. I'm on 320 something, which is nice. Like I said before, monetization on YouTube is not my goal, really. I'm just doing this for the fun of it. I'm doing it to help people out, and I don't know. I had a gaming channel, but there's so many of those, it's ridiculous. There are a few hacking channels as well, but there are very few that seems to do this going in blind and explaining everything as you go. Or at least if people do that, then they tend to be beginners, whereas obviously I'm a seasoned pen tester of 13 or so years. So I figured it might help people out, just seeing my thought process and so on. It's like, you can see that I had in my head we might need to brute force the password for admin, and we never even got to that stage because the cookie just took precedence. I was like, okay, there's something weird about this. It's not something we normally see. This is obviously something to look into, and I'm rather hoping this is the way to go. We've only got 2 more bytes to figure this out, and then we'll see if it works or not. Last one. Okay. So this is longer because it had to do 2 blocks. User equals is the first 5 characters, and then admin is 5 characters. That's obviously 8. We know that a block's that's 10. We know that a block size is 8, so it had to go into the second block in order to, and you can see that it started the second block and the rest has been padded just with A's. Kind of hoping now that this is right. So what we'll do is we'll change our auth cookie here and we'll reload the page. So for some reason that didn't actually work, and I thought it might, but obviously not. It doesn't even have any cookies. What's happening? Have I broken something? Oh my god, I have broken something. Right, let's just kill this for a second. Rather credentials. Right, let's register. I don't know, I'm running out of letters. PP, P, PP, P, P, and then we're going to log in with PPPP. And I was rather hoping that no cookies. It's not letting me log in now at all. What is happening? I don't know what's happening, guys, at all, in fact. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change the cookie here to the admin one. Does this let me in here even if not in browser? It says log out, so we're obviously logged in somehow. Oh, look at this, task source. This is my so what I'm going to do is right click and then request in browser. And so if I go to this URL, it should request that response. Obviously not. Oh man. Maybe I've not got the certificate installed. We'll give it one more go. We're going to request in browser in current session and see what happens here. Yeah, fine. So I've not got the certificate installed properly, I guess. So let's just read it in here. Let's go to render and we can do it here and we can look at the Burp Suite browser response here, which is just as bad. It's in a tiny window. Task source. This is my SSH key, just in case you ever want to log in and check something out. Well, we've got an SSH key. You're currently logged in as admin. So we've got my key here as well. Okay, so let's just take a quick screenshot of this just to show that I'm not insane. It's strange that the browser just stopped processing it. So we'll take a copy of that and put it in here just to show that it did actually work. We replace the cookie and get that. So we just need that key location, right? I guess. I can't click on it here, so we're going to go back to pretty and then my SSH key with name Mitsos. Okay. So I'm rather hoping I can do this without admin access and just get it from here. Brilliant. This is great. It's great. Okay. Nice. So that I get this in the correct format, I'm just going to do a wget at this point, like that. We're going to put this to 600. My SSHQ emit source, and then I'm thinking we can just. Oh, you watch me have to crack the password again every time. ID. No, it's not ID RSA this time. It's my SSHQ with emit source. Oh, and then obviously, mit source, I guess, is the with name mit source. Yeah, that makes sense. Unless it's MITSOS. Didn't know MIT was that bad. 18. Let's try that. Yes. Right. No mutual signature supported. Right. Okay. This is new. No mutual. Okay, let's try this. Let's copy this, and we're going to look for the error. I'm guessing I need to force some sort of cipher suite or algorithm or something like that. Okay, so again, top result. Okay, no mutual signature supported. SSH RSA is deprecated. Okay. Add this to hosts. Yeah. Can do. I spent a few hours until I came to this question and answers. Here's a quick try and deal with the stuff later. SSH public accepted key types. Let's try that. Anything which saves me having to change my config would be quite nice if there's a command line option for this. And we're in. Brilliant. That's it. Lovely. So we needed to force SSH RSA because it's deprecated, so they're trying to protect us, you know. We needed to force SSH RSA. Technically, I could credit where I found that from, but I'm sure there are many places I can find this from. Don't need to deal with Padbuster anymore, or this, I don't think. So, been 50 minutes. Let's get this finished. And the good thing is we've got SSH access, meaning if we lose access for whatever reason, I can easily get back in just with that command. Okay, ls. Okay, we've got PDA now. The thing about PDA, this is something which makes, it's a module which you can add to GDB. So I wonder if I have to debug something here. This is, or, you know, that's a bit worrying. We're going to cat user.txt anyway, because that is important. And we have this backup file here. Now, the fact that is red generally means it's a suid file, right? Yeah, absolutely. So it's suid and it's owned by root. Okay, let's make a copy of that as well. So this is obviously the way in. We might not have to use limpies whatsoever here. So backup has suid. Nice. Let us now see what this contains. Strings. Actually, let's just run the thing. Okay, this is a backup of etc shadow. This is the shadow file. I wonder if I can crack some of these shadow hashes, actually. Get root hash. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This cat's etc shadow. Can we crack hashes? Question mark. It's not my first thought. The fact that this has got suid, obviously, if we can get it doing something else other than reading this file, we are good to go. Let's do strings backup, see what it has in it. I'm going to sneeze again. Ah. Oh. Where's the second? There it is. Okay, right, I'm happy now. I've done two. Yeah, cat etc shadow. Oh, I know what to do here. We've done this a couple of times already. We have done this a couple of times already. If it's this easy. So, cat etc shadow should be bin cat etc shadow, and because it hasn't got the bin, it uses the path variable to find cat. So if we echo path, you'll see it's going to first look in there for cat, and then in there for cat, and so on and so on and so on, and eventually it reaches here and it finds it. Does this make sense? It finds it in, we've done this before, it finds it in the this directory here, but it does them in order. It does them in order. So we can add our own directory to the path variable, so it finds our cat file before the one in bin. Let's do that. We've done this a few times already, so we're going to export path. I can never remember the syntax. I think it is just in export path. Do you know what? I've done this before. So we're going to do here export. Look, export path home Alice path, and we've done it down here, rabbit and Barry, and we've done it a few times actually. So we're going to just put this in here. Get rid of you. Go back down here, and then we can literally just export path home. Well, where are we? Just make sure we can write here. We can write here. Okay, so home mitsos is where we're at. Whoops. So we're putting our directory at the start of the path variable, and then we're copying the rest of the path variable which already exists afterwards. So if we run this, what's now going to happen is what I've just said, and once again we can echo path, and you'll see that it's going to search our directory first, followed by this, and eventually it'll find it in here. But if it already exists in here, we'll see. So we're going to go nano cat. So what we'll do is bin bash. Literally, who am I? Mod cat. And now if we run backup, who am I? Mitsos. Interesting. So I was hoping it would say root, quite honestly. So it's running as Mitsos, is it? Why is it not running as root is the next question. I mean, it must have run as root originally because it was able to find, it was able to read, well, Let's do ID instead. Mints admin CD wrong group. So I wonder why it's running as me. Let's just have a quick check. Sudo file running as current user. So it's obviously going to sudo, so it's suid. What I meant to put, a file with suid always executes as the user who owns the file. I'm just a little bit confused as to why this is not actually doing anything, so let's see what this guy says. Try repeating this experiment but use a different folder to contain your test script. Huh. Only works on executable programs, not on shell scripts. Okay, there we go. I've learned something. I've learned something. Hooray! See how often I do this, right? Okay. So, if it doesn't work on shell scripts and it only works on executable programs, then what we're going to do is remove cat. And we need to recreate cat as a executable file, not as a shell script, unless it just means that it only works on this being an executable file. Well, regardless, what we're going to do is firstly check what we are doing. Uname, first check what we're running as. i686, okay. Cats etc release, I think it's OS release or something. Okay. That's fine. Let me just double check. i686 is 64-bit, right? Because i386 is 32-bit. Oh, it does not. Okay. There we go. See? You can see I don't do this sort of thing very much. 32-bit, because it would say, oh, of course it would say, it'd say 86_x64. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Don't worry. I did know this. I promise you. So if we're running a 32-bit, what we should probably do is get some sort of I'm just wondering if there's anything else we can do. I was wondering if there's anything else we can do first before we start doing a interpreter shell. Yeah, I'm still this user. It just kind of makes me wonder, you know, why. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so I guess we're going to do an interpreter shell then, because it's obviously not running on scripts like that. Of course, cat is an executable file, it's not a script, and obviously I'm running shell scripts and things, so it's not going to work like that. So let's make an executable file. This is something I was trying to avoid, but it shouldn't take too long to do, especially if we get a reverse shell from Meterpreter or a bind shell or whatever. So we're just going to get a Linux shell here, Windows, Linux here. So we'll just get this one. We will just get this one and we will fill it in as we go. Nope. Yeah. Localhost. I don't know. What is my localhost today? 10.10.14.6. Okay. And L port. I mean, I pretty much do kind of know that Suid doesn't run on scripts. It's just something which I learned so long ago that I forgot, right? So it's just one of these things. So we'll do that. So we've got a Linux x86 shell, reverse TCP. Oh, I've done staged. I need an interpreter to catch a staged shell. Let's do stageless because it's just going to save time in the end. It's going to save time in the end. So stageless the difference is Linux x86 shell with a / reverse TCP, and this one is shell _ reverse TCP. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. So this one is ones with a / you have to use Meterpreter to catch, whereas ones with an underscore you can use netcat. So we'll do that. See, things like this you need to remember as well. I've not really gone into the different shell types. I should maybe do a beginner's video on different shell types at some point. If you think that's going to be useful, just let me know. But if not, then I probably won't. Also, I'm going to do a series going through the OWASP testing guide, literally section by section, and explaining how to test for everything. So I don't think that's going to be such a bad idea either. So sudo python 3 m http server dot port 80 grab that, go back here, do me a get http, take that, cat, and then chmod +x cat, and then hopefully we can back up core dumped. Lovely. Is that because I don't have a listener running, or is it just not work at all? nc lvp 1234. It's not actually grabbing anything, is it? I've not run it yet, that's why. Bang. Okay. So yeah, we just needed, and yeah, it does like, oh, I'm waiting for something. There's no prompt there, but you don't always get a prompt with stageless shells. So yeah, this one was easy. I made it a bit harder than it should have been at the end, just due to the fact I was trying to run a shell script, and Suid doesn't run on shell scripts, so that's a good reminder for me. I didn't know, it's just a reminder. And then, nice. Let's just grab what we need to grab. Cat root/root.text. Yeah, that's good. Quite a nice system, not too complicated. Padding Oracle bit was really nice. I enjoyed that a lot. And that is it, I think. So let me just grab the command that I use, not that I need to. We'll just do that. We don't need the core dumped and all that part. We knew that it worked. Just forgot to run a listener, didn't I? Good. So let's finish this off with some flags. There's the first one. And the second one is down here. What do we reckon? I think quite easy for the padding oracle. And this was even easier. It's literally just a sewage, which we didn't even have to hunt for. So that one was even simpler. Nice, thank you for joining me. Hope you learned something from this, but if not, then maybe it solidified some knowledge for you, or maybe you know, it kind of helped you with the whole, oh, we've run robots.txt and now we've run GoBuster and there's nothing else there. Do we brute force passwords? What do we do? What's unusual? Oh, look, there's a cookie. What do we do with it? This is sort of new for the channel here. We've not done anything with cookies before. We have now. So I'm rather hoping that's helped somebody in some way. Please leave a like, please subscribe, it really does help, and please visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thank you and goodbye.